What is the key for their offense against what will be the best defense they face this season?
Yeah, for Patrick, I think it's getting the ball out of his hands, right? He's got to neutralize this defensive line and taking completions. And so much of what Patrick does when he does get the ball out of his hand quickly is deciphering what you're in before the snap. Man and zone, and that'll be key tonight. Watch this from a couple weeks ago against the Bills. Here's Worthy, going to motion across the ball, right? Look at the eyes. Everybody's watching because they're gathering information, right? Taron Johnson, the nickel runs. Nobody else moves. They know right now, ding, 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 they're in man defense, right? Again, so he gets to the man beater. This is a motion reset. They have multiple called, right? And so he gets to the man beater. This is all choreographed. That pump fake, never an intention there to throw the ball to the back. It's strictly to open this up. Your brother Trav with the rub. It's not a pick, Tedy.
All right, all right.
Wide open on the shallow cross.
Fine line.
The ball out of his hands. And again, all of this before the snap. He knows it before he even touches it. Here we go again. Motion across the ball. Looks the same. Bill's trying to disguise. They're trying to make this look the same. Notice the subtle switch of the linebackers here, right? Ding, ding, ding. It's zone. Everybody knows. Kelce, Patrick, they always want Bernard to be the Mike linebacker in zone, right? He gets to the zone beater. Again, watch how fast this ball comes out of his hands, right? Catch, throw, sit in the zone. There it is. You're going to see a lot of this today. Kelce working these underneath zones, turning upfield and securing the football. And then when the game's on the line and you need it the most, 3rd and 9, we don't know what they're going to be in. Nagy loves this. I talked to him this year. This is their new one, the double shift. Both receivers run over. 2 DBs match.
What
it has to be man. It has to be man, right? So we get to the man beater, and this one's the big daddy, Tedy. No Mike linebackers running through this.
No,
we got 3 guys running interference.
What a call.
Listen, this call is on their short yardage list. Yep. This is a 3rd and 1 call they pulled in this situation and made it work. Again, Patrick, he's so dialed into the details. This guy creates an edge like nobody I've ever seen, and that's in spite of all his success, right? We just saw that. Potentially 4 Super Bowls before he's 30. He doesn't relax. He doesn't know it. His sense of urgency is always maxed out. Unbelievable. Can't wait to see, because he's got a big challenge today, man. This defense is so good.
And Alex,
Absolutely.
like, here's the crazy thing. Patrick Mahomes, he's getting better.
Yeah.
Like,
yes.
How the heck is that possible? He's getting better. And the more he's using his brain more, all of it, he sees it. So that experience is actually helping him. And it's absolutely crazy. This is clearly will be his biggest accomplishment in his entire career, maybe in the history of this sport. Like, to get 3-peat, this team is not anywhere close to being as talented as some of these other teams that have won. They haven't. They're not as talented. Yet here they are again. And I say it over and over again. It's because of Patrick Mahomes getting better. And Andy Reid, I mean,
it's the coaches with the players. It's Patrick Mahomes, and then you talk about what they're doing from the 20s to the 20s. I want to show you what they do in the low red, because that's where the game's probably going to be won. There's going to be a critical situation where you're inside the 10, you're inside the 5, the low red area, and Andy Reid, there he is, coupled with Patrick Mahomes. The Eagles know this. All right, they've seen this before. There's Slay. You think the motion's going over the top? I don't know. They call it Snoopy. They call it like I don't know, Tom and Jerry. Whatever it is, these names that they have there, I mean, it's so complex. Yeah. They put your defensive communication in a blender, especially down here when you think you got to have them covered. I got to make it over the top right here, but then it's Kelce. Traffic situation. These are 2 plays from past seasons, past Super Bowls that I'm showing you here, but I'm telling you, Andy Reid, he looks at every single low red situation that the Philadelphia Eagles had, and here it is, 2024, Week 14 against the Carolina Panthers. How do they communicate? Is it the same? How much? They're communicating well here, but let's just give them a simple stack right here in man-to-man coverage, what it ends up being, and all of a sudden, there's the traffic, there's the flat pass, which is a staple to the right in the West Coast system, and it's an easy touchdown. How do you stop these drives? How do you stop those challenges? So difficult to do. And then Vic Fangio, look at that. We went over that. We went over that over and over again, and they still got it.
They're amazing coaches on both sides, but Andy Reid and the offense are amazingly well coached. Pat Mahomes has turned out to be the best quarterback in this generation. The other thing that they don't have the talent, but what they have is belief, unwavering belief, and that is a dangerous thing to have. They have been put in situations, one-score games, playoff contention, Super Bowl so many times, and what fuels belief? Execution.
Yep.
They continue to execute when it matters most. I look at my brother's eyes, and I've known him for a long time, and I think of him as this young kid still, and you watch him now, and he is a stone-cold killer.
Yes.
And I mean that to death. And it's the same way in Patrick's eyes. It's the same way in Andy's eyes. Those guys are going to be beyond motivated. At no point are they going to give up in this thing.
You know, speaking of that stone cold killer, one thing that I've seen from Trav is how he elevates his game or changes his game from regular season to the postseason. I remember a couple of years ago when everybody counted the Kansas City Chiefs out, and I remember his soundbite at the end. How do we feel now? But one thing that I am looking for in this game, you asked the question at the beginning of this segment talking about how's Patrick Mahomes and this Kansas City Chiefs going to get this done. It's going to be on the arm of Patrick Mahomes and the experience between the relationship of him and Travis. And why I say that is because you have a first-team All-Pro and linebacker, Mr. Bond. Yep. You have a hell of a safety in C.J. Gardner-Johnson. Their game plan is to stop Travis Kelce for 4 quarters. So to me, you put one thing that Patrick has been doing, he's been spreading the ball to everybody within the offense. So tonight, getting the ball out like you said earlier, I expect to see a lot more option routes ran by Travis than putting somebody behind him. I don't care if it's a bend, if it's a corner route or something like that, but must see today. Can the second leading receiver in Super Bowl history in Travis Kelce be able to defeat this first-team All-Pro and Mr. Bond? I want to see this matchup.
Mahomes and Kelce, 2 of the 5 Chiefs who will have played in all 5 Super Bowls in this run. Chris Jones, Harrison Butker, and
James Winchester.
James Winchester, the long snapper. The long snapper. You have been a big part of that conversation as well. Back when all that adversity was going on, you were one of the first people who were strongly in Sirianni's corner.
Yeah, 100%. Look, the guy, just look at the win percentage. What are we basing things on? Like, I'm sorry, yeah, it's a talented team, but there's some coaches can't coach a talent. This guy can. And to me, I love the formula. Like, yeah, it's old school, but he's like, this is the best thing for us to do is to run the football. And it might not be sexy. They just win. And this guy, I respect the heck out of him. It's about toughness. This guy fits the community. He connects with that community right now, and I think now they're going to finally embrace this guy.
Okay, it is time now for our look at our value players, which is brought to you by McDonald's. We call these our game breakers. Rex, get us started.
Well, this might surprise you, but I'm going to go Dallas Goedert. Last time these two teams met in the Super Bowl, he had 6 catches for 60 yards, and he had a couple where he slipped. I think he's going to be the featured receiver in this game for Philadelphia. I think he's a mismatch, and I think both tight ends are, but Dallas is as well. And the guy gets open all the time. They get him with screens, get him down the field, over the middle. You know you're going to get a lot of exotic things, but I expect Dallas Goedert, and that chemistry with Jalen Hurts has been terrific.
Yeah.
He's my game breaker.
Well,
oh, man, I'm just saying, it's Dallas. Oh, my God.
There you go, Rex. You got it.
Well, God, it was on there.
Well, let me say with the rookie, man, I've been talking about him for the last couple of hours. Where is Xavier Worthy? All this weight put on this young man just because of his 40 time at the beginning of the year. Gadget man, as you can see against the Houston Texans, get the ball in his hands. I just said find Xavier Worthy. He's in the backfield. What do you think? He's going to run an option route? Nope, he's going to stop about 5 yards. He's going to slide right up that sideline. So for me, in a big game like this, when everybody's dependent on this rookie, if you can stop Trav, you got to stop him. Super Bowl worthy.
Yeah. Not bad, not bad. Let me get in here for my game breaker, Jalen Carter. In the quarterback room, we would call this guy a game wrecker, right? This guy's unbelievable. Listen, this is a fly sweep. Defensive ends can't make this play. He's a D tackle. He is so explosive. Look at the eyesight. He has such great instincts. And, man, I mean, this guy, these are run plays. I'm not even showing you the best thing is his pass rush. Again, in the divisional round, game-changing plays, backside. They're running away from from him doesn't matter. The punch out here, this just changed the game. This guy is so lethal. The club move in the pass game. Look out for him today. Listen, I don't think this is an overstatement. In only his second year, he is the best defensive player on the field today for both teams. No. That's why he is a big, bad bird. Let's go.
All right, fellas, let's not forget about special teams, all right? Nico Remigio, the returner, Tobe's a great special teams coach, and he's already had a couple big impact plays in the playoffs. This one against the Texans. Huge return to start the game. At the end here, you got to hold on to the ball a little bit there, but the Chiefs do recover it. So it's a great start for them. This is one of these games where a returner, a punt return, a kickoff return, one of those special teams plays comes into play so much. This was against the Buffalo Bills in the playoffs. Shifts the field. Patrick's only got 35 yards to go. And that's why I'm talking about the game breaker. Everybody with me? Nico Remigio is my game breaker.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
You never know which element. There's three elements in the football game, right? The offense, the defense, the special teams. You never know which one winds up making the difference. And so if we consider this defense and the challenge that is ahead of them, because we just had this long conversation about how incredibly big, athletic, and talented the Eagles' offensive line is, and then you marry that with about as skilled a running back as there has ever been in the NFL, and Saquon Barkley, that's quite a challenge.
Yeah, talking about the top of the show, too, in terms of the main thing, the reason why, Sirianni's stressing fundamentals because that offensive line's got the block first and foremost, but then Saquon's going to be breaking tackles. That's what he has to do as a running back because I think it's inevitable that he breaks through and he's going to have a one-on-one with Bolton. He's going to have a one-on-one with Justin Reed. It's either, is it a 10-yard gain or is it a 20 or 30 or 40? These plays right here is what has to stop. I mean, the most explosive player in the league is Saquon, so stopping him first and foremost is so important for Spagnuolo to do, and if those players can't tackle him, it's going to be a long day.
Well, stopping is a relative term. Just slowing him down.
Limiting. You're not going to
minimize the big play.
Yeah.
The explosive play. Yeah.
You know, one thing you cannot forget about is the other safety, Cook. You're talking about Reed and Bolton. Early in the show, you were talking about tackling when we came to opening kicks. But tonight, when y'all look at this defense, in your mind, draw a triangle. And I'm telling you, it's going to kind of be backwards or a backwards diamond. And it starts with Bolton in the middle, and it's going to end with those two safeties. And what I mean by drawing that backwards diamond is for 4 quarters, Saquon Barkley has had a lot of success with the blocks from Alada getting up on that second and third tier of the defense, being able to have those opening big runs on the outside. So for me, talking about the backwards diamond or the triangle, however you look at it, it starts with Bolton, those two safeties. What type of angles are they going to have coming down to tackle a guy like Saquon? You remember that highlight he had where he jumped backwards where everybody was in ooh and ah? Yeah. On his birthday? Big night for Saquon Barkley, but tackling and having the proper tackling angles is a must-see tonight.
Well, and I look at it this way, guys. I think it's critical on first down. All right, you got to stop those runs, even though because they're committed. Philly's like, no, we are going to run it on first down. And I think that's going to be critical because I'm going to tell you something about Steve Spagnuolo. He is special. All right, he is absolutely special as a coordinator, okay? He's 20-4, guys, in playoff games, all right? But it's the simulated pressures. We stop it on early downs. Now, watch Spags get creative and what he does to the passer. He shows a blitz on one side.
I see you,
he
62.
From the other. I see you. It's actually not a blitz. It's only a 4-man rush, but he's going to get a free runner on the quarterback. The back has to scan to pick up that. Watch what it does to Jalen Hurts. This guy becomes outstanding when he hits his first read. There's hesitation. He thought it was pressure, but it's zone coverage behind it. It's a 4-man rush. He ends up, he goes from being the second best quarterback in the league in QBR from inside the pocket to 28th outside the pocket.
That's a big drop.
This is critical. Watch it here again. You're going to see it. He's going to shorten the edge. You got to tackle in, twist to the left. Safety on it must be a blitz. No, it's not. It's a 4-man rush. Watch everybody peel out of it. And now it's a simulated pressure. It's going to look like pressure to the quarterback. He's going to feel it like pressure. And this is going to be a problem. But it's a fact You got to win on first down to get Spags in this type of situation. And a guy named Dave Merritt, who, by the way, is the secondary coach going for his 6th Super Bowl ring. I mean, it's special. This group is special.
You know, let me make another comment about Spags and what he was able to do in 07. Now we're in 2025, 18 years of dominance from this defensive coordinator, Steve Spagnuolo. But I want to throw something out there. You're talking about simulated pressures. There's something tonight in the second half that I think that this defense has been putting on display this postseason. They did it against the Texans. They did it against the Buffalo Bills on the 4th down play. It is the corner cat blitz that we've been telling you about all season right there. That is the regular season MVP right there, and he corner catted him on a 4th down. That means that he came out with a funny formation. It was a 4-by-1, and the thing about the corner cat blitz, ladies and gentlemen, to look for in the second half, getting them out of field goal range or on 4th down, he was able to put the Buffalo Bills in a great situation where he sped things up, and it came from the corner cat blitz. So you talk about all the added pressures. Be able to look for that corner cat blitz tonight in the second half in a big moment.
And Randy, the reason why it's so important, like all that simulated pressure, you got to send it to make the simulated pressures work, and that's what you're going to get. And I love the fact you brought up that corner cat blitz. It's off of cut splits.
Yes.
So if you're seeing the cut splits by the receiver, that's when the corner cats.
It makes it easier to disguise. When that receiver's out there, the safety comes down, and you can tell it's coming from that side. When that receiver's tight, they can hold that shell and then bring the corner.
Yep. And we covered it all, from Saquon to the Spags and its pressures, but also these deep balls for the Philadelphia Eagles, when you've got an A.J. Brown that goes deep, if there's one-on-one back there, how they defend the deep ball when Jalen just says, I see it, I see it, I see it. One read, boom. I'm going deep to Smitty or to A.J. Brown. Watch that.
Having said all of that, if the Eagles are going to win this game tonight, who has to be the MVP?
Jalen Hurts.
It's got to be Saquon Barkley, in my opinion.